Hey everybody, in this video we're looking at the minimal dilution for IV medications. For some medications you want a higher concentration with less volume. So the minimum dilution is you want the minimum amount of dilution to add to the medication. So you're going to have the maximum concentration in the smallest amount of solution that it's safe for these patients. So let's look at the first one. It says the medication order is for vancomycin. I have a color here. It's for vancomycin 40 milligrams every 12 hours for infant who weighs 4,000 grams. What is the minimal amount of IV fluid in which the vancomycin can be safely diluted? So we're going to look at the package insert and find the recommended maximal safe concentration. So we want the maximum safe concentration. So if we read through here, infusion-related events are related to both the concentration and the rate of administration of vancomycin. Concentrations of no more than 5 milligrams per milliliter and rates no more than 10 milligrams per minute are recommended in adults. Okay, so we don't need this because these are for adults. In selected patients in need of fluid restrictions, so this is our key, fluid restrictions, because small patients, infants, 4,000 grams is an infant, and a concentration up to 10 milligrams per milliliter may be used. Use of such higher concentrations may increase the risk of infusion-related events. An infusion rate of 10 milligrams per minute or less is associated with fewer infusion-related events. Infusion-related events may occur, however, at any rate or concentration. So our concentration, and this one's easy because our maximum concentration is the one for the infants or anyone that's got fluid restrictions, and our infusion rate is 10 milligrams per minute or less, but we're going to go with the 10 milligrams per minute. So I want to know how much dilution do I need for this patient. Okay, the doctors ordered 40 milligrams of vancomycin. So for the vancomycin, how much diluent am I going to use for 40 milligrams? So I'll do 40 milligrams over 1. And then my concentration, so concentration up to 10 milligrams per milliliter. So 1 milliliter over 10 milligrams. My milligrams cancel. I can cancel zeros. So I have 4 milliliters. This is my dilution for the 40 milligrams. This is how much IV solution is going to go either in the chamber or in the needle, depending on how it is done. 13. The physician orders clariforin 1.2 grams every 8 hours for a child who weighs 36 kilograms. The recommended safe administration of clarim for intermittent IV administration is a final concentration of 20 to 60 milligrams per milliliter to infuse over 15 to 30 minutes. What's the minimal amount of IV fluid to safely dilute this dosage? All right, so I remember it represents the maximum safe concentration. So I've got a concentration of 20 to 60 milligrams. So I'm going to take my maximum. I'm going to use the 20 or the 60 milligrams per milliliter, and I'm going to ignore the 60. Okay. So then I need my doctor's orders, because I'm looking for milliliters for my diluent. My doctor's orders are 1.2 grams over 1 times my concentration, 1 milliliter over 60 milligrams. Now, hey, pay attention. I'm going from grams to milligrams. So I've got to have my conversion 1,000 milligrams to 1 gram. So my grams will cancel, my milligrams will cancel, and I'm left with milliliters. I got a 0 here that will cancel a 0 here. So I have 1.2 times 100 divided by 6. 1.2 times 100 is 1,200. Divided by 6. On my calculator. No. Sorry, did that wrong. It's not 1,200. It's too early in the morning. It's 120 divided by 6, and you get 20 milliliters is your amount of dilution. So this is your minimal spelled minimal wrong. Let me try this again. M-I-N-I-M-A-L. Minimal dilution for maximum concentration. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to add 20 milliliters to our volume control chamber. And then we're going to add whatever the medication is. Okay, so let's look at 14. If a child is receiving, I don't even want to try to say that one, 400 milligrams IV every 6 hours, and the maximum concentration is 100 milligrams per milliliter, what is the minimum volume of fluid, okay, in which the medication can be safely diluted? All right, so I want the minimum volume of fluid, but I'm taking the maximum concentration. So I'm looking for milliliters because I'm looking for my diluent. Take my doctor's orders of 400 milligrams over 1 times my concentration, my maximum concentration, 1 milliliter over 100 milligrams. My milligrams cancel. I got 2 zeros on top, 2 zeros on bottom, so I have 4 milliliters. So I'm going to have 4 milliliters of diluent. Okay, so I'm going to, well, I guess I can go ahead and do 15. If a child is receiving 25 milligrams of gentamicin and the minimal concentration is 1 milligram per milliliter, what is the maximum volume? Okay, so this time we're doing it backwards. So I'm looking for the minimum concentration to get the maximum volume. I want to really dilute this. I want to make it really weak. The less fluid you add, the stronger the medication. The more fluid you add, the weaker the concentration. So a minimal concentration is going to be a very weak concentration. So I'm going to add a maximum amount of fluid. But I still work it the same way. Just have to know what you're looking for. Still doing my doctor's orders over 1 times my minimal concentration, 1 milliliter over 1 milligram. Milligrams cancel, and I get 25 milliliters, which is my maximum volume. For a minimal dilution or concentration. Okay, so that's it for the dilutions, minimal dilutions of IV medications.